Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. Saturday, January 13th. It's the wee hours in the morning, and I am wrapping it up. Not a bad night. I'm not going to say it was a bad night. My throat is terribly sore, guys. I'm still kind of fighting this flu cold thing that will not let go, and my voice is hoarse, but my throat is killing me right now. So $200 night. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with the results. $30 with Uber. I'm not really giving them a whole lot of attention right now, guys. $169 or something like that with Lyft. So, you know, just a couple bucks shy of 200. And I did make the $65 tier bonus for Power Driver bonus. I think that's what it's called, for Lyft, which is not added into that money, so that's extra. I was one ride short of the $140 level. Now look, all things being equal, I did like 20 something rides tonight. You know, very, very good night. You know, the power hours are tough, but really what lost me the 140 bonus was yesterday. You know, if I had not stayed home with the flu yesterday, and I'd even just gotten 5-10 trips yesterday, you know, 5 power hour trips, let's call it the morning rush hour, the evening rush hour, whatever, you know, that 140 would be in the bag. But I basically had to do 14 power hour trips tonight, and 7 to 9 I think it was 7 to 9 p.m. and then 10 to 1 a.m. So, you know, it was tough. I'm not going to lie, guys. It was tough. And it really just came down to the wire. And Ken and I both were kind of racing neck and neck. We both had to get the same number 3 at like 12:30, midnight. And I got a couple trips that were just a little bit longer than I wanted. You know, one was like a 15-minute trip. And that just killed me because if I'd done a little, 2, 3, 5-minute trip, a minimum fare, it would have been great. I would have had enough time to pick up that extra one. But, you can't control that stuff. So, am I disappointed a little bit? Am I really, crying over it? No, because honestly, I lost a Friday. And if I hadn't lost the Friday, then I would have enough trips under my belt to have made the 140 tier, and maybe even the one after it. I don't know. So, that's just the way you got to look at it. It was a quirky week. I don't know where my weekend numbers are. I want to say they're somewhere around 875 or 900. I'm still not up to speed, guys, and it's aggravating the piss out of me. Yesterday's loss is definitely factoring into that. Lyft's bonus structure is a little bit of a different animal, and I'm not really dialed in yet. And then it's wintertime, and so you're not really seeing steady numbers all through the season. You're seeing kind of like peaks and valleys, and I still haven't got that really squared away yet. So I will. It'll just take some time. I've got a lot of, just like you guys, I have stuff going on in my personal life that sometimes sucks me in and I get pulled away. The beautiful thing about it is I can do that. You can just log off and go deal with what you need to deal with. You don't have a boss or scheduling or any of that nonsense to really worry about. But the bad thing is that any minute you're not behind the wheel, you're not making money. And my family understands. They know that I need to make money. They know that I need to work certain hours. I really like the idea of working Monday through Thursday, like a 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. schedule. It's a little bit long, but you kind of take a break in the middle because 11 to 3 is pretty dead. And so you're not really working hard those hours, but 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then, or 10 a.m. kind of, and then like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. are busy, busy peak hours. And it worked out well this week doing that. I lost a Friday. I lost a weekday there that really I needed. So, you know, it's a new animal that I'm learning. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am very, very close to just writing Uber off as a backup and only really using the app when I need to. Today, I kind of got lucky. I turned on the app and I got a couple good long rides out of it really early on. And, you know, then really once I was done with that, I was able to just grind in DC with Lyft. And it's been pretty steady. I mean, I've pulled over and waited maybe 5 or 10 minutes for a ride, but really nothing longer than that I can think of. So I'm okay with that, guys. My stomach is upset because I'm taking cold medicine that's not agreeing with me, and I haven't really been 100% today, and probably that didn't help me either. I probably lost a couple fares because of that, because I just had to run and find a restroom or whatnot. So all in all, I mean, I'm not making excuses. I'm very happy with the result I got today. If I'd been really running on all cylinders, I probably would have done a little bit better. And it's 2:15. I'm just leaving the city. Could I probably stay out another hour? I probably could, but my throat is killing me. I'm exhausted. My stomach is in knots. I really just need to get home, rehydrate, get some food in my system that's not going to upset it, and then get some sleep. So, and then tomorrow's another day. So, that's that. I don't have a whole lot to really talk about tonight, and honestly, I'm trying to keep it short because my voice is going, but I'm trying to get back in the saddle. There's a lot of new subscribers out there. Some of you guys are, so my wife has kind of taken over the social media relations piece of this whole thing for me. And what that means is that she's really out there trying to promote the channel, and she's doing a pretty good job of it, I have to admit. She knows social media, Twitter and Instagram and that kind of stuff a whole lot better than I do. And so I gave her the links to the channel, and she's kind of just out there posting stuff mainly to the circle of people that she communicates with. But anything that really gets people looking at the channel is a great thing for us, guys. And a couple people have expressed interest in driving. She's also kind of gotten in touch with some of the folks on Facebook that the ride sharing folks that I communicate with on Facebook. But really the goal is just to get this whole group of us out there. I kind of look at this as we're a group now, and a lot of us are sharing information. We're trading ideas back and forth, and that's what this is really all about. It's not me as like some knowledge expert teaching you guys, because we've really gotten past that point a long time ago. Now we're all learning together, and we're all bouncing ideas off each other, and that's really the way it should be. So, if you have an idea, or if you come across something that you think makes sense, that's what we're all about, guys, is share it with the group, or text me or call me, and if we talk it through and we think it makes sense, then that's what we do. Then we'll bounce it off the channel, and we'll go that way. A lot of you guys out there are really knowledgeable in your areas. Like I keep telling Ken he should start a Virginia video, because those of you guys that drive in Northern Virginia specifically, he knows those areas really well, and I don't. I mean, I go into Arlington and Crystal City, and that area I dip into it every now and then, but I don't really know it very well. So but that's where we all kind of learn from each other. There's guys asking questions about Baltimore, and I still drive in Maryland, guys. I do Monday through Thursday. I kind of stay close to home, and I drive in my little neighborhood unless a ride takes me down here. And Baltimore's a great little city. It's just a small city with not a lot of people. It's like 650,000 population. DC tops out at like $1.2 million with the suburbanite flux. So, you know, you really have a very different kind of amount of clients in that small of a city. And it's also a small scale city. You know, it's a minimum fare to go from Fells Point to Federal Hill. It just is. It's a minimum fare. So, you know, you're not even getting some of the extended fares that you get when you drive across town in DC. You know, I love Baltimore. I really like the city. There's not any part of Baltimore that I don't feel afraid to drive in. I mean, there's definitely sketchy parts of town. You know, Edmondson, you know, West Baltimore, you know, parts of North Ave and that northern Baltimore area. But, you know, if you are respectful, you keep your doors locked when you're waiting for a ride or waiting to pick somebody up or drop somebody off, you know, and you don't engage with anybody that's not your passenger, pretty much everybody leaves you alone. You know, if you're there doing your thing and you've got your Uber or your Lyft stickers on your car, they know what you're doing. You're here to pick somebody up and give them a ride. And chances are you're giving them a ride home from work, to work, from a friend's house, to a friend's house. You know, and they know that if you're an Uber Lyft driver and you're in a bad part of town and you're brave enough to ride in that area, they're appreciative because they know that a lot of drivers and taxi cab drivers won't come into those parts of town. So I generally don't have any problems whatsoever. People are cool with me. They talk to me. They're funny. You know, we make jokes. We talk sports. You know, they're just good people like anybody else. So, you know, don't be afraid to drive in those areas just because, you know, I mean, and I'm like the whitest white dude you're ever going to meet. I mean, no joke. But, you know, people are cool. Everybody's cool. They're not, you know, nobody cares about that stuff. If you're respectful and polite and friendly, that's all that really matters. I mean, it really is. And, you know, just, you know, don't obviously leave your windows down and doors unlocked if you're sitting on the side of the road somewhere waiting for somebody, you know, and when they come to your door, you just roll your window down, make sure their name is the right name and let them in. I mean, you know, and even my passengers tell me that. They say, look, man, when you're sitting waiting, lock your doors, you know. It's a sketchy part of town. Like, they'll tell you, you know, be safe, drive safe. And so, you know, you just listen and take their advice. So, but I'm not afraid to drive anywhere in DC. I'm not afraid to drive anywhere in Baltimore. I was in Southeast today a bunch of times. I really like driving in Southeast because there's not a lot of drivers over there. And you know, and usually you get kind of like surge over there. Lyft calls it prime time, but I'm just going to call it surge. You know, because there's more rides than there are cars, so you're going to just get surge pricing. So I got no problem driving over there. I like the surge. The people are generally pretty cool. You know, and the fares are longer too because they're usually going to work, or they're going into the city to work, or they're going into the city to party. So they're going to be like 3, 4, 5 mile fares, which is great. It's good money. And then on top of that, you get a surge price in there and bam, you know, you got a $10 ride out of nothing. So don't be afraid of the bigger, you know, the bigger, nastier parts of town. You know, you can't live on just driving people on U Street. You can't live on just driving people in Fells Point. You gotta be willing to explore the other parts of town. So, you know, and then those airport queues, if you see a queue that's over 45 or 50 for Lyft or over 75 for Uber, don't go near it. Don't even bother. Just get the hell out of Dodge and go back to where the money is, because you're going to sit for God knows how long and you might not get a good ride out of it. So don't waste your time. Just don't waste your time. And the last thing I want to talk about, guys, and this is a really important one. Lyft does not have a long pickup fee. Now, I'll tell you what long pickup fee is, okay? Uber has created this new thing that on your way to get your customers, so there's no one in your car, you're on your way to pick them up, If you drive over 10 minutes travel time, it starts a pickup fee meter. And it's basically the same mileage plus time calculation, but it doesn't start running until you've been driving for more than 10 minutes. And so I'll give you a perfect example. Today, coming out of the gate, right at my house, we're in Westminster where I live, I got a ride request on Uber's platform for some guy that was like 20 minutes away. So I called him and I said, look, bud, where are you going? Is it like right around the corner or are you going somewhere far away? He says, no, I'm going like, 10 miles up the road to pick up my car from the dealership service lot. I said, okay. So I did the math in my head. Okay, it's a $10 fare, give or take, plus I'm going to get some pickup fee. I said, no problem. Sit tight. I'm about 20 minutes away. I'll be there. And I drove. And I got a 20-something fare out of it because I got $9 in long pickup fee and then about $11 in fare on top of that. So it almost doubled the amount of time, the amount of my fare. And it was worth it. With that, it's worth it. Now, if I'd done that same customer with Lyft, I would have driven 20 minutes for nothing. Not gotten compensated for my drive there because Lyft does not have that pickup fee yet. They'll copy it eventually, but they don't have it right now. And then that $10 fare with Lyft for 30 minutes is now not worth it. So if you're running both platforms, just understand it's worth it with Uber to drive a long way out of your way to pick somebody up. It is not worth it with Lyft. Now, if you call the person and they say, oh, I'm going to the airport and it's, an hour plus drive, then you got to make that decision in your head and it might be worth it. But if they say, no, I'm going 10 minutes away, like, pass. Sorry, bud, you're going in the wrong direction and it's way out of my way and I got to be somewhere. Sorry. And you can do that every now and then, because if you're not at the airport and you're not doing it like, once a day, every day, you're probably not going to get flagged. We do have a right to refuse customers. So, you can make the argument. But don't ever do that at the airport. At the airport, you will get yourself terminated for cherry picking rides. You will. So only do it when you're out in the burbs and, that once in a blue moon when it comes up. But I'm going to let you guys go because my throat's killing me now. I've been talking way too long. I will be back on the road probably tomorrow, depending on how I feel, and we'll go from there. So you guys, everybody get a good night's sleep, get some rest, and we'll hit it again tomorrow. Bye.